Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are safe and sound by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear students of 4th year honors Department of English, welcome to the new class on the Iliad from Classics in Translation. Dear students, you have already found a class on conception of classical tragedy and its characteristics. Today, we will learn about Homer and the Iliad. Let us start about Homer. You know that Homer is a blind poet, and we also know that he is the author of great epic, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Nothing is known of the life of Homer, but we only know that he is the author of two great ancient literary works, the Iliad and the Odyssey. More about Homer. He is Greek poet. It is believed to have been born around 750 BC. Legends depicting him as blind may have been extrapolated from his portrayal of the blind bird. He is also described as sighted in the same epic and therefore must infer the possibility of embellishment by admirers who placed in him the tradition of the blind prophet of the myths, Tiresias. Homer is believed to be commonly used as a term for blind men who wandered the countryside reciting epic poetry. More about Homer. Homer was a mystery. According to Plato, Homer was the educator of all Greece. According to Herodotus, the father of history, look at the life duration of Herodotus, 484 to 425 BC. He placed Homer several centuries before himself, around 850 BC. Once again, there is a controversy about the birth location of Homer. The exact location of Homer's birth cannot be pinpointed. It has been identified as Ionia, Smyrna, on the coast of Asia Minor, or the island of Chios, but 7 cities lay claim to Homer as their native son. More about Homer. The ancient Greeks attributed to him the great epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. The text of the Iliad and the Odyssey are not written down upon creation. Modern scholars generally agree that he composed the Iliad, most likely relying on oral tradition, and at least inspired the composition of the Odyssey. The Iliad, set during the Trojan War, tells the story of the wrath of Achilles. The Odyssey tells the story of Odysseus as he travels home from the war. The two epics provided the basis of Greek education and culture in the classical age, and they have remained among the most significant poems of the European tradition. Now let us discuss about the Iliad and basic conception of the Iliad. Consisting of 15,693 lines of verse, the Iliad has been hailed as the greatest epic of Western civilization. Next point, to the ancient Greeks, the Iliad and the Odyssey were historical accounts of heroic events. Their characters set an example of Greeks of how to live life honorably. Next point, the Iliad began 9 years after the start of Trojan War. It covered only 4 days of Trojan War. Now let us see about key facts of the Iliad. Full title: The Iliad. Author Homer, the blind poet. Type of work: poem. Genre: epic. Now let us see about title explanation. The Iliad derives the first two syllables I, Eli, of its name from the Greek language of for Troy, Ilios or Ilion, or from the Latin language for Troy, Ilium. The suffix "ad" means related to, concerning, having to do with, or associated with. Thus, Iliad means a story concerning Troy. Language: Ancient Greek. Time and place written unknown, but probably mainland Greece around 750 BC. Date of first publication unknown. Publisher is also unknown. Narrator: the poet himself, who declares himself to be the medium through which one or many of the muses speak. The point of view: the narrator speaks in the third person, an omniscient narrator. He frequently gives insight into the thoughts and feelings of even minor characters, gods and mortals alike. Tone of the Iliad: awe-inspired, ironic, lamenting, pitying. Tense: past tense. Setting: Bronze Age. Around the 12th or 13th century BC, the Iliad begins 9 years after the start of the Trojan War. Setting: place Troy and its immediate environs. Protagonist: Achilles. Major conflict: Agamemnon's demand for Achilles' war prize, the maiden Briseis. Wounds: Achilles' pride. Achilles' consequent refusal to fight causes the Achaeans to suffer greatly in their battle against the Trojans. Rising action: Hector's assault on the Achaean ships, the return of Patroclus to combat, and the death of Patroclus. Climax: Achilles' return to combat turns the tide against the Trojans once and for all, and ensures the fated fall of Troy, to which the poet has alluded throughout the poem. Falling action: the retreat of the Trojan army, Achilles' revenge on Hector, Achaeans' desecration of Hector's corpse. Themes of the Iliad: the glory of war. Next, military values over family life. Next, the impermanence of human life and its creations. Motifs of the Iliad: armor, burial, and fire. Symbols of the Iliad: the Achaean ships and the shield of Achilles. Foreshadowing: foreshadowing is prominent in the Iliad, as the poet constantly refers to events that have yet to occur and to fated outcomes. Patroclus' return to battle foreshadows Achilles' return to battle. For example, Hector's taunting of the dead Patroclus foreshadows the desecration of his own corpse by Achilles. Also, Achilles and Hector themselves make references to their own fates about which they have been informed. Technically, only Hector's reference foreshadow any event in the poem itself. However, as Achilles dies after the close of the epic. That's all, dear students. I hope you will practice more and more, and you will prepare yourselves for your coming examination. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.